Hello everyone, welcome back to another video from Adam Dean, and today we are going to look at the flash fiction story that I wrote several years ago now, and I've just recently put out on the Substack, which has been rebranded as Dean and Dazed. So I'll put a wee image and stuff of it there, and a wee image for the story as well. So yeah, I'm just going to read over the flash fiction story here, and we'll go through it, and then I'll talk a little bit at the end about more of the context of where I was when I wrote it, and the purpose and stuff like that there. So let's jump into it. Deserted. Andy's soul lay on the sun-blessed beach of an unknown island. His skin glowed from the force of an unrelenting sun. He slowly opened his eyes to see a small crab staring back at him. Jerking, he shot upright, rubbing the sand out of his sore eyes. Puzzlement came over Andy, as this wasn't his bed, his house, or possibly even his country. After taking in the view of the never-ending blue abyss, he looked down to see a note attached to his arm by a rubber band. "No one is going to find you here," Andy read. Fuck. He knew who this was. It could only be one person. You see, back home, Andy was a financial consultant, a successful one at that. He has the car, the house, the wife, and even the secret boyfriend. Everything one could want. Until recently, all of the clients Andy handled were perfectly happy with his services, but the most recent of which was, shall we say, less happy. The man was known as Mr. Dives, multimillionaire, known for his success and cutthroat nature in business. Andy recently made a very unethical decision, one that would please his firm, specifically about $5 to $8 million worth of pleased, that would in turn be taken from Mr. Dives. Andy would later realise his mistake. Despite the rather grim situation Andy found himself in, he was happy. After the initial shock, of course, but there is no better word to describe his feeling. It was all gone. The unpaid car, mountainous mortgage, broken marriage, piles in student loans, and that high-stress job. And don't even mention Barry. He knew exactly what to do, as he often imagined a similar situation happening, and of course, who doesn't like to be prepared for their daily daydream? In the following years, Andy created tools, shelter, traps for food, new clothes from hides, and even managed to find himself an extra curvy piece of driftwood to replace the missus. He created his own little slice of paradise out of the island, but he often wondered if Mr. Dives checked up on him, or knew how well he was doing, or if he was alive at all. Then, Andy decided to prove it to him. He devised a plan to create a new identity. No way he was going back to the old life of debt and stress. This would take dedication and time, but he had those two in bucket loads. He scarred his face and even knocked a few teeth through with a stick and rock to make this new character unique. A few weeks passed as he built a towering mound of wood to catch the attention of a passing boat. Eventually, a boat passed and saw the fire. The minute he stepped onto deck was the minute he became Caden Archard, the fisherman who washed up on this island after a storm. After arriving back to the mainland, Caden's story soon went viral. "What was your first thought when you woke up on the island?" asked the news reporter. Caden looked straight into the camera. "No one will ever find me here." And that's the end of it. So, if you're still listening, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed that wee story there. It was only about 1,000 words or so, or less than that even, sorry, less than that. So yeah, it's just a wee piece of flash fiction. At the end of the article, I've wrote a short wee paragraph, which I'll go over as well. And it's just fleshing out a wee bit more of context. So, I wrote this story in 2017, so quite a while ago, obviously. It was one of the first stories I remember typing out while really excited and in the flow of creative work. Of course, looking back at it, I can't help but see flaws, but as I move forward and post more work, it's written more recently, I felt it was important just to publish a story from a good while ago, and kind of just show to myself the progression, and to prove to myself that uploading some words, no matter how great or poor they may actually be, or what I think they are, it's still a scary experience, but it's one that is worth experiencing all the same. Yeah, so like I said, I will put a link in the description for the Substack, Dean and Dazed. If you're subscribed to the old Substack, it is the same one, so you don't need to worry about that. It'll just come through under the new name and everything. But if you enjoyed that bit of flash fiction, I do have a lot more coming on to there. Kind of a range of things, to be honest, right now, and just finding my footing with short stories. So if any of that interests you, hit like, and you can go and follow the Substack, and I'll probably be doing extra videos and bits and pieces here and there to accompany some articles and maybe flesh out the content side as well. So yeah, again, if you've made it to this point, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. If you are ready yourself, good luck in whatever the project is you're currently working on, or whatever the mindset is that you're dealing with right now. And yes, hopefully I'll see you again next time.